Hey, this is Brandon Ives. I wanted to share with you a quick thought about blind spots. This week I was reading my Kindle and I took a minute and I opened it up and I looked through all the books that I have. And I was trying to get a sense of what I had been reading over the past 12 months. And what I realized was that when I looked at all the categories that my e-reader, my Kindle had, it showed a huge blind spot in a certain area. I had spent a lot of time over the past year reading business books. Before I was in selling for insurance or business development, I worked with nonprofits. I worked with a lot of Christian organizations where I would read a lot of religious books. And I had hundreds of books on religion. I had hundreds of books on business. I had lots of books on sales, personal development, management, leadership, and I had 2 books on marriage, and I had 1 book on parenting. And I realized that I had a huge blind spot when it comes to my education, reading, and self-learning about those 2 areas. And the only way that I would have realized that is by going through what I had been reading, what I had been studying, what I had been working on, and taking a step back and looking at the big picture. And the big picture shows that I was doing a lot of research and a lot of engagement in a couple areas of my life, and then I wasn't being focused or disciplined in looking at a different area of my life, specifically marriage, relationships, and raising children. Now, maybe I'm still doing a good job in those areas because I'm focusing on other things, but what I can tell you is when I reflect back on what I'm reading and what I'm doing to try to change my life, professionally, I'm really engaged on a high level, and then on a personal or relational area, I'm not as focused, at least not developmentally, and that's a challenge. We all have blind spots in our life, and sometimes it's hard to figure out where they come from or how to change them. Well, if you're trying to identify, blind spots, it's hard because we're blind to it, right? But you can take a step back and you can look at what you're reading, what you're spending time on, look at your calendar, look at the conversations that you're having, look at the priorities in your life. If you do that, you'll often find what's missing, what you're blind to. Well, maybe it's spending quality time with the people that you love. Maybe it's not spending enough time learning or developing certain skills. Maybe it's simply that you're not taking enough time for recreation, recovery, of getting recharged for the things that you need to invest time in. I don't know what it is for you, but I do know that looking back on what you spend your time on or what you're learning and reading can be a very productive thing. So this week, take 5 minutes, look back at your calendar, look back at what you've been reading. Take a look at, what you commit your time, your energy, your mind to, and then take a look and think, are there any blind spots? Are there places where I should be committing more time, energy, or brain power to? And then work to fix it. We don't know what we don't know. And if we don't take a step back and really evaluate our lives and what we're doing, we will always struggle to really prioritize the right things or the best things. Hope you have a great week. I hope September works out really well for you and that you hit the personal and professional goals that you're looking for. And I hope that this has been helpful. Take care.